All right, so on this channel, I've talked to you about how I got started with my online business and raised it to $9,000 per month and then lost it and then had to rebuild it from scratch. That's in this channel here, but in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can get started, how you should get started the right way. So don't go anywhere. We're going to talk this out. All right, so let's say that you are a complete and utter newbie. We all start from the bottom and we all work our way to the top. Those that are willing to put in the effort and do the work, that is. But let's just say that you're brand spanking new. You've never done anything like this before. How do you get started and what do you do? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Obviously, the first thing that is going to run through your mind is just a series of skepticism. You're going to think, okay, is this really real? What can I expect? And, what is the most likely outcome for doing whatever? And on that note, what exactly do I do? So, those are going to be some of the first thoughts going through your mind. And I say that because I had those exact same thoughts. It's not easy at the beginning. In fact, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm just going to be completely honest. The beginning is the most difficult, incredibly most difficult, hands down, part of the whole process. And this is something that a motivational speaker or a motivational YouTuber would not tell you. So I don't know how many YouTubers, that you come across are going to tell it to you like this, plain and simple and completely upfront. I'm just telling it to you now. The hardest part is at the beginning. But despite the fact that may sound kind of nerve-wracking because, hey, you're exactly at the start of it, this is actually good news. This is incredible news. This is, oh my goodness, yay, type of news. And the reason why it is because the hardest part is in the beginning. It's at the beginning. It's not once you've broken through that first hurdle. It's not when you've hit that first breakthrough. It's not further down the line. It's not at the end of the rainbow, because your end result is you're at the income level that you want to be at. It's not there. It's the very beginning of it. It's the getting your feet wet, trying to figure things out. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where to go, who to turn to. There's a million thoughts running in your mind. There's a lot of skepticism, and that is the number one agitator to anyone's, journey. But that is the reason why it is the most difficult in the beginning. Once you've broken through, you don't have those apprehensions anymore. You don't have the skepticism anymore. You don't have, that low income anymore, because at least now you've broken through and now you're actually making money. So, and also you don't have all the questions of like, well, what do I do? How do I do it? When do I do it? Who do I talk to? Who do I turn to? That kind of stuff. You don't have any of that because you're already moving. You've taken that potential energy and you've converted it to kinetic energy. So like I said, in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly you got to do. Where exactly do you start? And those are really good questions. So I like to tell it like it is on this channel, and that's why I'm not going to be giving you no fluff or whatever. I'm just going to be straight up and tell you that the truth of the matter is you have to figure out what it is you want to do. There's many different areas that you can explore, but there's one thing that you should do. You should always find something that you want to do and focus on it hardcore. So what does that look like? See, when I started in 2012, you know my story. If you don't know my story, it's here on this channel. Feel free to click on my story and how I got started. How I built a $9,000 per month business at the beginning, lost it all and had to rebuild it. Long story, but be sure to check it out if you want to know how I got my start. But essentially, what it looked like was, I knew that I had to make something work because I was in a position where my back was against the wall, where no job was hiring, and I was struggling big time. I was hitting the negative balances on my bank accounts every single week. And, my wife couldn't maintain a job and all that good stuff. So I had to figure something out. And the only thing I had was this computer and my internet. And I had to make it work. I didn't know how, had no clue. So I became a student. So step one for you, in order to understand what it is that you're going to do and how you're going to do it, the first step is to actually, before I even say this, remove all mental boundaries. Remove all mental boundaries. That also can be translated to remove your skepticism. I'm telling you right now, if you have any form of skepticism, you are not going to make it work, no matter if somebody personally hands you a fully made business and all you have to do is keep hitting one button to get it to work. If that is given to you and you still have skepticism and all those mental boundaries, it doesn't matter how for sure your success could be, you're not going to succeed. Your mental blockages are going to keep you from hitting that button. You're gonna stare at that button square in the face and be like, no, he told me this would produce money, but no, it just couldn't be that easy. It couldn't be that simple. Nobody makes money that easily. No. In fact, I bet something bad happens. I bet they hacked my bank account. I bet they're gonna hack into my personal 401k and all that stuff if I hit that button. No. That's gonna be you if you have this skepticism. So remove those mental boundaries, those mental blockages, remove that skepticism. That's step numero uno. If that is there, you are not going anywhere. I promise you. Man, this guy's telling it like it is, isn't he? So step number 2, you have to be a student. Now that you remove this nonsensical way of thinking, you got to commit yourself and devote yourself into being a student. And guess what? You don't stop being a student once you start making money. You don't stop being a student ever. But in the very beginning, you have to shift your mindset. You have to remove the thoughts that you know it all, or when someone starts speaking, this is something that my wife does that drives me crazy. I'll start speaking something and then she'll interject. She'll interrupt and say something, trying to finish what I'm saying. And sometimes she's right. Sometimes she'll finish whatever sentence that I was trying to say. Still pretty rude. But other times she doesn't know what I'm going to say. It may start sounding off like, oh, you know what? I think I know where this is going. So let me stop you right there and finish your sentence. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it sounds like it, but I ended off with a completely different direction, which was my original thought. So don't be someone like that. My wife is incredible, but what I'm saying is don't be the type of person that thinks you know it all, that thinks that even if you see something that looks familiar, if you're watching a YouTube video where you're being trained on how to write an email, don't think, you know what, I don't gotta watch the rest of this video, I know where this is going, yada yada yada. Don't do that. Remove all of this pretentious notion that you know it all and that you don't need to really be a student. No. Becoming a student requires you to humble yourself, because in a student-teacher relationship, the teacher is above the student. So you have to submit yourself under the authority of whatever course, whatever lesson, whatever mentor that you are learning from. You have to humble yourself and become a student, and be a student for the rest of your life if you want continued success that grows. Be a student for the rest of your life. But in the very beginning, you got to be a student hardcore. You got to absorb every little bit of information that you can possibly muster. You have to be a student. Step 3, once you once you are done with not done, you're never going to be done, but once you are a student, you will most likely have direction. You will have direction on where to go. At this point, you have to learn how to block out the noise. Okay, so step 3 is blocking out the noise. You have to block out the noise because your coaching and your learning is going to lead you down a specific direction. And that specific direction will likely lead you to starting a business in whatever category, whatever it is. Excuse me. So as you're going down that direction, you're going to be on a journey to try to make that, come true, to try to make some money from that. In the process of you trying to hit that first breakthrough, there's going to be other voices, other ads, other marketers, other gurus and all that. And they're going to try to hit you with, sales pitches and try to lead you away from that path that you were on. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not credible. That doesn't mean that they're not good. But the point is that you will fall into a trap, which is known as shiny ball syndrome. And that shiny ball syndrome is basically saying that whatever sounds good, you're going to jump on it. You're not going to complete what it is that you're doing. The second you hear something that's intriguing and may sound even better than what you're doing, you're going to leave what you're doing and you're going to try to follow someone else. And the reason why that's dangerous is because you haven't hit your first breakthrough. So even though I told you to remove all negative doubts and all that, you're still going to have some of that in you. It may be hushed up, it may be quiet, it may be a small voice at this point, but there's still going to be some residing in your subconscious. Now, if you keep jumping from, offer to offer, if you keep jumping all over the place, first of all, you're not going to see any success because you're not even going to hit your first breakthrough because you're not being consistent in any one thing. If you determine, hey, you know what, I could do it, I'll be consistent in 2 or 3 things. If you try that route, what's going to happen now is you're going to stretch yourself too thin. You are going to wear yourself out. You are going to burn yourself out. And you're not going to see success with any. You may start 3 things and say, I could do all 3. You're not going to see success in even 1 because you will burn yourself out. Now, later on, we'll talk about how you can set up multiple streams of income because I'm a huge advocate for multiple streams of income. But starting out, if you don't have one stream of income, you need to stick to that one until you start making money from it. When you start making money from it, and when I say that, I mean consistently, not just a one-time thing, but you're making money from it consistently. Once it gets to a point where it's looking pretty good, I could just keep the ball rolling. I've gotten into the groove here. Then you could try looking into other options, but those other options should be funded with whatever it is that you're earning from the first stream of income, because we like to minimize how much out-of-pocket expenses are coming from you. So this journey should be exciting. This journey should be fun. But if you haven't started making money from one stream of income, then you absolutely should not listen to the noise coming around you from other people. They may be good, they may be whatever, but stay focused and be consistent. That is an incredible key that you need to have, is to be consistent. And let me tell you something. The lucky number, and I don't know why it is this way, but the lucky number before many people start seeing like a breakthrough, at least their first breakthrough, is typically, not all the time, there's always exceptions, but typically in about 90 days. That's 3 months. Now, 90 days sounds like a long time, doesn't it? It's hard to think that you can put in the effort for 90 days without seeing any form of real, real return, right? But if I were to tell you that in 90 days, you will hit your breakthrough and you will see some money come in, doesn't that make it worth it? Now, let me state this. I cannot guarantee that anyone is going to make money ever, even after 90 days. There's no guarantees whatsoever. But that seems to be a statistical, I don't want to say certainty, but that seems to happen for a lot of people, myself included. That 90 days is usually the number when something just, for whatever reason, it just happens. So how do you carry yourself from day 0, day 1 to day 90? Because again, 90 days is a long time, and it's really hard to remain consistent for 90 days without seeing any results. Your mind is still going to play tricks with you. You're still going to hear voices. In 90 days, those other voices, those other noises, the other marketers and all that stuff, 90 days is hard when you got them hitting you up almost every day. Hey, you're not making it work. Come with me. It's hard to ignore those voices when for 90 days you're hitting your grind, you're grinding it out, and you're still not seeing anything. After day 80, it's like, man, I am exhausted. Like I really want some money. I really want this to work. Is it gonna work? Maybe this other guy here has something after all. Maybe I should just listen. But let me tell you something. Where was I going with that? So let me tell you something about that. Now I remember. This takes us to step number 4. So with the grinding it out for 90 days, this is why I mentioned this before, and this is step number 4, is whatever it is that you're going to do, make sure that you love to do it. Make sure that you love to do it. So whatever business you're getting into, whatever your topic is, whatever your niche, whatever that is something that you love to do, to the point where you wouldn't mind doing it for free. Okay, now this doesn't mean that you'll go past 90 days, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever. This doesn't mean that you're selling yourself short here, and that you're going much longer than 90 days without making a dime. Oh, well, at least I like it. I'm not saying that. In some cases, for some people, it may be. There's bloggers out there that they don't make money until they hit at least 1 to 2 years, but the upside to that is after a year or 2 years, they're making $40,000 per month with just their blog. So do you think that the 1 to 2 years of waiting and not making a single dime is beneficial when the payoff at the end of it is $40,000 a month? I don't know what you think about that, but I say heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's a struggle. It's a hustle. It's a huge undertaking or overtaking or whatever the term is. It is definitely filled and frothed with difficulties when you have to look at 1 to 2 years of writing a blog to see absolutely $0 or maybe a few bucks here or there, and not sure if this will ever take off. Man, 2 years is a long time to invest in something. I get it. I completely get it. But again, so many people that I've seen these testimonies from tell you that at the end of this 1 to 2 year journey, they're ranking in $40,000 per month. So it makes the journey worth it. Now, how to make the journey enjoyable to where you can stay focused and stay consistent? Make sure it's something you love to the point where you wouldn't mind doing it for free. if you don't mind doing it for free, you'll put in effort into it. You'll put in passion into it. And it would be a lot less difficult for you to be consistent at it because you love it. It's something you would do just because, hey, it's fun. I enjoy it. I could make money from this. Okay, cool, whatever. That's the mentality. And you could take that, whatever it is that you love, and it will carry you for those 90 days, or however long, but let's just stick with the 90-day part. And you end up hitting that breakthrough in no time. It won't feel so long doing it for 90 days. It's just part of your process. It's just part of your routine. You love it. You enjoy it. And then once you hit those 90 days, your breakthrough comes in and you're raking in, a residual income from what you were doing, and you were okay doing it for free. Now you got a residual income. That is fantastic. So, yeah. So those are the precepts right there. Rewatch this video a few times and make sure that you really hone in and get this, because this is what you need to do to get started, and to become successful. Now you gotta remove those mental blockages, get that crap out of your way. Then you gotta become a student. You gotta be a real full-time investing into things. You gotta be that student. I forgot what the third thing was. Oh boy, but that's why you can rewatch this video. Hey, I'm going off the cuff here. This is pure wisdom and knowledge. I don't even have notes. I'm just talking from my own experience here. So find out what number 3 was. And then number 4. Oh, number 3 is stay consistent. Number 3 is stay consistent. Duh. And then number 4 is find something that you love to do. That's what's going to carry you throughout the consistency to get you through those 90 days. And if it has to be longer, let it be. It's just what it is. Remove the notion that just because you're not seeing money after day 2 or week 2 or month 1, 2, 3, whatever, just because you haven't seen money yet doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I've been scammed. Oh no, it's a scam. Scam. Oh, scam. Oh, scam. They got me again. Oh no, they got me again. Oh, lady. That's a little bit of a, what's it, Buddy Love or whatever his name is. Anyway, so those are the 4 precepts. If you're just getting started, if you are a complete newbie, then that's what you got to do. So adhere to it, learn it, love it, appreciate it, make it a part of who you are. Boom. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please give me a thumbs up to tell the YouTube algorithm that you love the content on this channel. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you can be updated when I post future videos. And last but not least, if you want to know how you can make an online income using affiliate marketing in a business in a way that is already done for you, all you gotta do is start the startup configuration, and that's it. Click the link in the description box below, and I'll be happy to guide you through every step of the way to ensure that you are successful. So with that in mind, I will see you guys next time. It's your boy Jason. Much love, God bless, and as always, you know how I do it. Peace!
I should make money for free. Yeah, that's how money works. Money for free. If I ain't got a boss, then it's not a legal way to make money. You gotta know that's true, right? You gotta have a boss that, okay. The only way to make money is by spending a crazy amount of time. If I'm not, slave or anything like that, okay? But, okay, here we go. Nobody makes money from home. This COVID thing is just a fluke. We're gonna be in office again, and... if you seriously want to help me, you should, just give me money. That's how you can show me